It is a terrible day for anonymity on the internet. If you thought you were safe because you were in the US of A, the United States, the land of the free, the home of the brave, well, I'm here to tell you that guess what? You're not, because it looks like since we cannot get digital ID passed through the Senate fast enough for the elites in power, it seems that Apple is going to take the initiative. They're going to grab the bull by the horns and just do it themselves. Apple rolls out digital ID as states push new verification rules. Are you kidding me? This is absolutely freaking sickening. But before we get into the video, make sure you like the video so that YouTube actually counts your view as a view. Subscribe, share this, and comment down below so that other people can actually see this information, because it is being suppressed on YouTube big time, baby. But look at this. Apple just launched digital ID. This is crazy. In the USA, I seriously never in my entire life of 29 years would I think that Apple was actually going to enforce digital ID or the US government. But in the big 2025, I guess that's where we are. Turning your iPhone into a government verified ID holder. For now, it's TSA only, but Apple says it'll soon verify age and identity across apps and venues. Where is the normal? Think of the kids that we see whenever they continue to put their boots on the back of our necks and censor us even further. It seems Apple doesn't care to use the excuse that we all know is a lie. They are just going to, roll it out anyway. I would love to see a boycott of Apple over this. Seriously, if you want to see Apple boycotted, comment down below. But at the same time, the EU, UK, Australia, and Canada are rolling out national ID systems, while the US states push ID checks for online access. I don't know about y'all, but I am seriously worried, like legitimately worried about how this seems to all be uniform. This seems to be a plan by the elites to actually, remove anonymity from the internet as fast as fucking possible. I don't know about you, but nothing moves slower than government, and all governments just coinciding to simply, just decide all at the same time to remove your online anonymity from the internet. Yeah, that is a little sus. But Apple rolls out digital ID as states push new verification rules. Disgusting. Apple has begun testing a new feature that could eventually turn its wallet app into a central hub for personal identification. Now, we can all guess how wrong this can go, because we have seen it before, baby. We've seen it with the T app, and we've seen it with digital ID in the UK before it's even launched. It's already been hacked 3 times, including Discord, by the way, who promised to keep your personal information safe. It just so turns out that pulling all of your personal information into one area is an actual security risk. Who would have thought? But we continue. The company introduced digital ID today, describing it as a way for users to store and present identification directly from their iPhones or Apple Watches. Oh, the convenience! Think of the convenience, boys. It's so convenient. The rollout is limited for now, with the feature available only in the United States and restricted to domestic air travel. The Transportation Security Administration, TSA, will begin accepting digital IDs at over 250 airport checks nationwide. This is ridiculous and insane. In no universe would I ever thought that this would hit the USA, but it gets worse, with the World Economic Forum telling you their exact plans with what they want to do with digital ID, how they want to use it against you, because believe it or not, they do not hide this stuff. They tell you blatantly to your face. That is how simple they think that you are, that they can say their evil plans out in the open and nobody will do anything at all. Look at this. Breaking. World Economic Forum confirms path to force traceability of online presence to digital ID. There can be no doubt that Australia's government is not sovereign. Australia is controlled by UN and WEF Agenda 2030. AI will monitor every user across the entire internet, by the way. They plan to remove your online anonymity so that they can monitor every single person on the planet, on the internet, everything that they say, everything that they do, everything that they search for, and they are going to use AI to do it. But the WEF 2025 bombshell. Spanish PM Pedro Sanchez demands the end of online anonymity, calling for every social media account to be linked to an EU digital ID wallet. Well, now we have an American digital ID Apple wallet. Oh, the convenience. It's so convenient, boys. Just give up all of your sovereignty, your online anonymity, and let your entire life be monitored by AI. That is exactly what they want. And by golly, they are trying to get it in any way, shape, or form. If they can't get it passed, then the elites will call who they need to call at certain businesses, and they will take the initiative and take the bull by the horns, or so Apple is. At the World Economic Forum, Sanchez declared, "No one can walk the streets with a mask, so why allow people to roam online without revealing their identity?" Well, why should the government monitor and control everything that people say or do online? They are not even supposed to be monitoring your phones here in America, but they got caught out for doing it anyway, even though it is strictly against the Constitution. The EU is preparing to abolish digital privacy, forcing every citizen to attach their name, ID, and biometric data to their online activity. Now, this is talking about the EU, but if you think that we are safe in America from this, if you think that this isn't their exact plan, then you are crazy, because the EU and the World Economic Forum and their 2030 agenda seem to be aligned with every single president and elite in power today. And with the EU being the canary in the mine, well, you can bet it's coming, and it's coming fast. But they continue with, "This isn't about accountability, it's about total traceability. A digital surveillance grid where every post, purchase, and opinion is monitored." Oh my goodness, what a dystopian, authoritarian, totalitarian regime you are planning on launching, whoever this guy is. Pedro Sanchez, Jesus, dude, these people are absolute dictators. They are out of their freaking minds if they think we are actually going to allow this. First, they came for free speech. Now they're coming for the anonymity itself. At Freedom Train International, we warned this was coming. The merger of digital ID, AI censorship, and state surveillance will form the backbone of the digital control grid of 2030. Freedom dies when privacy ends, and the battle for both has just begun. And they're absolutely right. It has, because it continues to get worse, because this has even hit South Korea, of all places. South Korea's far-left president, Lee Jae-myung, tells police that racism, hate speech, and misinformation. By the way, this misinformation is decided by the government on what they want you to believe is true or what is not true. So I would not trust that word as far as you could throw it. Shared online must be considered a crime that goes beyond the limits of freedom of expression because it's a threat to democracy. What the hell? And where have we heard this before? That's right, boys. We heard it in the UK. The UK was the canary in the mine for the rest of the world, and it just so happens to have now even reached both Canada, the US, and South Korea, of all freaking places. But our privacy is not an acceptable sacrifice to protect the kids. Anyone who sees it as such is a gullible moron. See, this is the issue. They think that you're a gullible moron. That is why they are using the excuse of protect the kids without actually, exposing anyone on a certain list. Yeah. It just so turns out that there are some very, very dangerous and scary people in charge of the entire world. But the UK is regulating their businesses to death with this because they do not have have the ability to force digital IDs. They don't have the freaking ability, the money to actually do it. But it just so turns out that Apple does. Apple has taken the initiative where every other company in the UK cannot do it. They just can't afford to do it. And they're literally fleeing the UK. And where can they go to? Where can they go? Well, no longer the US of A, because we have just become the censorship capital of the freaking world. The EU just dropped an ad for privacy coins. It gets worse here, boys. The EU, by the way, if you think that this does not affect you in America, yeah, you thought digital IDs weren't coming because they were going to get blocked in the Senate. Well, it just so turns out that, yeah, businesses are taking the initiative. So look ahead and actually pay attention, because this could be very bad. EU to ban anonymous crypto accounts and privacy coins by 2027. Now, this is actually crazy, because cryptocurrency is basically cash online. And where you can go and pay with cash and they can't exactly track it, well, now they want to remove cash, put it in CBDCs, and ban any anonymous crypto so that they can monitor everything that you say, do, or purchase, which is crazy. It's insane. Buried in the budget in Canada's quiet turn toward digital ID. That is right, boys. Canada has put it in their budget to turn towards digital ID. Isn't it crazy that all of these freaking governments, all of these countries have just coincided and thought the same thing at the exact same time to launch digital ID, remove anonymity from the internet, and monitor everything that you say, do, or purchase, or even search with a freaking AI? We are moving towards a dystopian world, people, a dystopian future that we did not think was coming, and it's going in a very, very bad way if we do not do something about it. So call your representatives and do what you can. Tell them that you do not want this. You do not want Apple, removing your anonymity for you under the guise of convenience. You tell them exactly that. You tell them whatever you want, okay? But you make sure to get your message across so that your representatives might actually maybe vote in your favor for once, but I wouldn't count on it. This goes, does anyone else worry about how quickly the move to digital IDs and digital cash is accelerating? Yes, we all are. We are fucking terrified. It is going bad fast. My video yesterday just covered some NGO funded by American taxpayers here in the USA, to censor a game in Norway, to literally put a man in jail in Norway for playing a video game. That's right, boys. A US NGO funded by American tax dollars is monitoring purchases so much that they knew about a Norwegian man playing some Gooner game, and they alerted him to the authorities, and he is now going to jail. Yeah, we are in a dystopian future for damn sure. In Australia, you soon have to verify age before using Google. This means uploading ID or something similar. Canada and UK aren't far behind with their push for digital IDs. Neither is the USA now. These programs are often framed as ways to modernize services or protect children from harmful online content or climate change. But there's clearly an ulterior motive. Yes, to anyone with eyes. Hell, I got a paper bag on my head, and even I can see that there is an ulterior motive here, okay? There is a dystopian, authoritarian, totalitarian ulterior motive, all right? They are fucking going for full control, and they are no holds bar, all right? We are rapidly approaching a system where your identity, financial access, and biometric data are going to be merged into a single key controlled by the government. They have warned you about shit like this your entire life. We have been warned our entire lives in school and everywhere that these kind of governments are not only dangerous, but they are so against humanitarian values that it is sickening. They do not believe that you are human. You are simply a tool to further the tax dollar to the government. And yeah, this is not good. In no way, in shape, or form is this good. So make sure you share the video or actually like it or subscribe or do something so that the YouTube algorithm actually shows this to other people so so that they can actually see what is going on, because it is getting bad. Is there even a way around it? Unironically, Zcash, move out of the West, sure, but this seems to be coming everywhere. A lot of what I've described above is already out in full force in China. By the way, the UK alone arrests more people a year than China and North Korea and Russia combined for social media posts. And now you've got the freaking USA passing some digital ID bullshit, or Apple doing it, and South Korea planning to arrest people for the same thing. It's that they continue. Do you care? Can you do anything? Fuck it. Just live your life. Yeah, exactly. I think that's where we're all at. See, the issue is we have two choices here. Either we go a full Nepal because our government and our elites are not listening to us, or we just say fuck it and live our lives. And I'm just telling you now, I want a better world for my children than the one that I grew up in, okay? I really, really do. If I ever have kids one day, I do not want them to be underneath some authoritarian regime that is China-like, okay? I don't want that in the slightest. I want them to be free and happy and have online security and anonymity and privacy of all things. Like, Jesus, dude, are we not going to talk about the fact that this is an invasion of privacy on a massive scale by the government? Like, this is ridiculous. It is absolutely insane. So paper or plastic, paper being good, plastic being bad, baby. I'm gonna go with plastic. I think it's plastic as fuck. It's plastic through and through. All of these elites are basically mannequins. They want you wearing your tinfoil hat, guessing what's coming next. They want you thinking that they're shooting radio waves into your fucking brain and scanning it for all of your biometric data and your neurological, pathways. They want that information. They want that shit hard, boys. They are going for it. Okay, and we're all sitting here sweating like a whore in church on Sunday. Okay. This is a big, big issue. We need to resolve this in any way, shape, or form, and the only way we can do that is together. That is the only way. You cannot fight something like this on your own. It is impossible. We must unite in every single way that we can. I know people are saying that, commenting down below does nothing. Commenting, watching these videos, talking about it does nothing. It does something. It unites us, and it unites us against this shit. And the more united we are, the less likely we will fall. Okay, we need to build a wall of united people that have the same mindset and ideals against this, left or right. And only then can we stand against it. So make sure that you actually like the video, comment down below, and subscribe. I love all of you boys. I got a huge update coming. I'm so excited to show y'all. I'm still working on it. I love you guys. GG's. Peace.